critical, but let me make this point to everybody. It's that our office is taking this extremely seriously. We're actually expanding one of the divisions of our office so that we can more thoroughly tackle this issue. And, you know, I think one of the problems is it's everywhere. And so it's become such a large issue that I think for a lot of law enforcement agencies, they're simply overwhelmed. But to me, people need to understand there is no difference between making, you know, threats to harm or kill a private citizen versus a public official. The law is not different. It doesn't distinguish. You're not protected from doing that because a person is in elected office. So we are going to be very aggressive. We have cases that we're investigating right now. It takes longer than we wish it would take because honestly, there's a lot of work involved. This doesn't, you know, it's not the same as when you have a person directly in person make a threat to another individual. I mean, this is done through social media, it's done through email or text messages or phone calls. So it takes us longer to investigate, but we are investigating. Please know that these are absolutely crimes, and we intend to move forward on these investigations and, if need be, prosecutions. So people will be seeing that coming up. And so if you think that somehow you are immune from prosecution because it's somehow your First Amendment right to threaten a public official, please know that is not the law. And we are going to vigorously pursue these cases.
You can't just go on Facebook and comment on someone's thread. I would like to do this to Attorney General Nessel. Just because it's on Facebook doesn't mean it's not illegal. I mean, a lot of people think that they can threaten others and do forth and that it's not illegal just because they're writing in a comment, but they'd be wrong, right?
Not only that, but there are actually additional crimes when you use an electronic device in order to convey that threat. So not only is it not any less of a crime than if you were to make that remark to somebody in person, there are actually additional penalties.
Wow. Okay. I think people don't understand that. A lot of people like hiding behind the computer and they think they can say whatever they want and it's kind of immune.
Well, they're not. And, you know, it's up to us in law enforcement to be as aggressive as possible, because I think the last thing that we want to see, especially when we look at our elections, and that's a lot of the recent threats that have come in, you know, we desperately need to have people who put themselves out there to want to be poll workers or want to be local or county clerks or want to serve on county or state boards of canvasser. I mean, we need people in these positions. It's critical for the underpinnings of democracy. But if people are too scared because they know that if somebody does not like what, you know, person was elected into a certain office, they're going to personally be threatened. We're never going to be able to sustain our system of democracy. And these threats are coming into Republicans and Democrats alike. And in either instance, in any instance, it's unacceptable.
And is it the same rule? Last thing, see something, say something. If someone sees something on social, you should still do it as if you were walking down the street and heard someone threaten something, correct?
Absolutely. And here's the point I want to make. Too often, we'll get, you know, reporters calling into our office and saying, oh my gosh, this was on social media, you know, are you investigating? And we have to see the same thing oftentimes, which is somebody's got to report that to us. Like, we need a complaining witness. We need someone to say, my life was threatened and I saw it and here it is, and then to actually make a report or a complaint to our office so we can investigate. Just saying, hey, you know, look, somebody made this threat and I'm going to retweet that threat. Isn't this terrible? That's not an actual complaint. And you really have to come in and remember, in terms of evidence, we need someone to testify. I saw that complaint. It was upsetting to me. It made me feel as though I was threatened. And, you know, and I wish to report it. And then that person can go to court and testify to it. And we can actually investigate that case. But if we don't have anybody and we just see a bunch of stuff on social media, we don't even know if we have somebody that wants us to pursue that investigation.